Good morning. This is Lynsey Monterastelli, and I want to wish you a happy Labor Day, restful day today for you. And for all of those of you who are working, I want to thank you for your hard work. I've been thinking a lot lately about work and really how blessed we are by it. But today, I really wanted to talk to you. You know, how many different ones of these can I do in my car? The life of a mom with 3 kids and a husband. So I'm actually hiding from them in my car after going grocery shopping. And knew if I didn't do this right now that it wouldn't get done. And I am actually really excited about it. So, you know, this year is more than halfway over. And usually a lot of times New Year's resolutions happen at the beginning of the year. And I wanted to talk today about why I think most of the time they don't work and how we can change that. So, number one is that you can start your year anytime you want. So, you know, don't just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that you need to wait till January 1st to still make whatever it is a priority. But what I would challenge us to do, and really what's changed my goals so much, is first write out your priorities, which also equals your boundaries. So let me explain that a little bit further. So for me, I have 5 priorities. Number 1 is my faith. Number 2 is my husband. Number 3 is my girls. And number 4 is like, I call it like the world, my business, you know, neighbors, friends, everything outside of those first 3. Those are my like priorities, i.e. boundaries. So when I'm setting goals or when I'm having to say yes or no to things, I always run them through those 4 priorities. So if it's not helping or adding, sorry about that. If it's not helping or adding to those 4 priorities in my life, I say no. And so really, if we want to accomplish goals in our life that we have that are meaningful to us, it also means that we have to say no to a lot of other stuff. And it doesn't mean that stuff's bad. Okay. I've said no to so many things that are so good. I mean, you know, there's so many things that you can do when it comes to your kids, when it comes to your family, but is it really helping those priorities? You know, me being, you know, class mom for my girls' classes doesn't really help my relationship with my girls. Yes, it helps the school. Yes, it helps my teacher, my girls' teachers. And that would be great if I had the time and the energy to do that. But it doesn't really help my relationship with my 2 oldest girls. So that's not something I would say yes to. And so writing out for yourself what your priorities are, and those change. But I think, you know, every 3 to 4 months, writing those, for me, they haven't right now. They've stayed the same for a while. And then what your goals are. So there's all these different ways to go about goals. I mean, I've done every single one of them, and to me they're all the same, even though they're different. You know, you have your SMART goal, you have your, I mean, there's all these different names for them, but they're goals, right? And I've always had the same outcome with those ways about doing goals. But I heard from Chalene Johnson, which she also has an amazing podcast, to reinverse your goals. So play it backwards. So for example, I always thought, oh my gosh, I would love to have a studio. I would absolutely love to have a studio. Like that would be the end all be all to my business, is if I could have a studio. Well, in my mind, it sounds great to have a studio. But if I re-engineer, how am I trying to say this? Reverse engineer, thank you very much, that goal, do I really want it? Do I want to have thousands of dollars towards a lease every month? Do I want to manage a teaching team of 10 teachers every single day? Do I want to constantly deal with the marketing that goes into owning a brick and mortar business? No, I don't want any of those things. Do I want I want more freedom in my days than owning a brick and mortar business. And so that's not really a goal that I should have. It sounds good on paper, and it's like, oh, you have a building. I love a building. I love my own space that was dependable. But all the other things, when I reverse engineer it, it's not really what I want. Same thing with, let's say, a health goal of having flat abs. A lot of women have this as a goal. Well, you reverse engineer that. What does it take to get six-pack abs? Well, number one, do some research. Less than 1% of our population have six-pack abs. There's heredity that's also involved with getting that, and an incredibly strict meal plan. And so, do I really want six-pack abs? No, I don't really want six-pack abs, because I'm going to eat Yogurtland with my family when we go out. I'm going to have pizza when we go get pizza, gluten-free pizza. When we go out, I'm not going to live that strict of lifestyle. So really, it isn't a priority to me. Really, it shouldn't be a goal for me, because that's not really what I love, okay? So what is one of my goals? Well, one of my goals is to be in the Bible, be in the Word, in prayer, and silencing myself before Him on a daily basis, because that roots everything in just a strong foundation for me. It roots my family, my marriage, my kids, all of that. And so how do I reverse engineer that? How do I make that happen? Well, I set off a timer every day. It's on my phone. And if I haven't done it then, I sit down and that's what I do. I take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's not right, Chrissy? I know. It is what establishes everything. The overwhelm is gone, all of that. And so reverse engineering what your true goals are truly tells you if it is a goal that you really want. Because I think so much of the time we think we want a certain goal, but in reality, it's not really what we want. It just sounds good. It sounds good to have my own fitness business, building a brick and mortar building. But when I actually write down on paper what it would take to get there, I don't want it. Someone might say, oh, I want, a negative edge pool. Well, what it would take to get the negative edge pool is not actually what would make you have peace in your life. And so that really isn't a good goal. So I just really encourage you today, some of those goals that you have that you feel like, hi, I make this goal every year and I don't meet it. Reverse engineer it and really find out if it really is a goal you want. And then if it's still a goal you really want, you need to be doing it with accountability and in community, because on our own, we're not going to always push through. But if you're doing it with other people, when you fall down, most likely they'll still be up because you're doing it in community. And when they fall down, you'll be up. And you can support them and really keep hope in front of them when it's hard for them, to encourage them to keep pressing forward. And so figuring out what those goals are, reaching out for help in those goals to probably someone who's a few steps ahead of you, that always helps. And keeping a priority and knowing that all of these goals, I like to picture it in my head as like an onion. It's layers of an onion. So am I 10 times more healthier now than I was 10 years ago? Yes, I'm so much more healthier now. Did it happen in a 6-week program? No. Did 6-week programs help? Yes. But it was an ongoing process. And I always like to think of a child who's learning to walk. When children are learning to walk, they fall down and they get back up. They fall down and they get back up. And as adults, with anything that we're doing that's different, we're going to fall down and we're going to have to get back up. And so knowing that in any of your goals, because it's different, because it's new, you're going to fall down, you're going to mess up. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and see that goal and that priority is important. And keep going. Keep going, right? It's important to you. It's important to the people around you. And surround yourself with people who believe in you and believe in that priority, believe in that goal. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people who don't respect that goal, who don't respect that priority, you're setting yourself up to not succeed. So, and I'm not saying that you need to go tell everyone, oh, sorry, I'm not going to hang out with you because you don't support my goal. No, you just fill the time with the people who do, and make it make it a priority. So let me just go over what I went over today, is looking at those goals, but first writing down your priorities and boundaries in life. So what are the most important things to you? And try to be specific in that. So for me with my kids is spending quality time with them every single day. And that can be 10 minutes, but really building that relationship with them. I believe in a God who's very relational, and I believe that we need to model that for our kids. And so being relational with my girls and having the time and the energy to do that, being relational with my husband and having the time and the energy to do that, being grounded in my faith and having the time and the energy to do that. And so when things come through and goals come through, do those help those, or do they actually take away from those, the time and the energy that it takes to be in those? And then being out in the world and the community and my business, and helping and loving people that that come through those avenues of my life, and having the energy and effort to do that. And then taking the goals that fit in those priorities and reverse engineering them. So it's my goal to lose 10 pounds this year. Reverse engineer how it takes to get there and make your goals that way. So reverse engineer, okay, so for this month, I want to start just having all my meals on salad plates because I know my portions are too big. First goal, very tangible. Meals on salad plates, because our plates are huge now. And then the next month you go to the next goal, and it's a slow process, and but you make process and it starts to roll. So thank you so much for joining me here live. If you're watching the rebroadcast, this is Lynsey Monterastelli. If you want more inspiration, tips, motivation, you can go to my blog at fithealthyjoyful.com, and feel free to write messages, PM me anything that you'd be interested in hearing here. This is going over your health, your fitness, and your faith, and I would love to connect with you any way I can. I have some different programs. There's a 21-day reset that you can do at your own pace that helps give you time for you and also helps build your health, your goals, and your fitness. And then I also have a monthly program where it's online. You get a workout once a week, you get a health tip once a week, and you get a faith encouragement Bible verse kind of thing once a week. And you're in an online community group, and we're doing it together. You can also have before assessments done, so you can have weekly weigh-ins if that's something you need. We'll be doing different shares in regards to how to eat healthy, but doing it that's best for you. So there's a lot of meal plans out there. There's a lot of those kind of ideas. But what I have found is that every person has a different need. So me giving you a meal plan doesn't really help if you can't eat gluten. Giving you a meal plan of mine doesn't really help if you're vegetarian. But I have such great resources for all those different needs that I can point you to that are healthy, that are whole, that are clean, and then we hold each other accountable to fueling ourselves better. So if you're interested in those things, please reach out to me. Have a wonderful Labor Day. I hope you can rest today and be in the moment, and I will connect with you soon.